Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Adrina. I am the owner and accountant here at Accounting by Adrina. We are a Los Angeles-based virtual bookkeeping firm working with entrepreneurs and small business owners, mostly in California, but occasionally I have a client from another state, but I like to really keep it specific to California. Every month I like to do a planning video, and this way you can kind of walk through my process as I plan the month ahead. So in this case, we are looking at the month of April. And I don't know about you, but I like to make sure my environment is nice and tidy so I can have a very clear head when I'm thinking about all of these different components that go into my month. In this case, I had a bunch of random documents that were on my table. Some of it is just work in progress. Some of them were items that needed to be filed away. But unfortunately, I let it kind of pile up over the past week because I was a little bit bogged down in terms of client work. And so, things tend to clutter up a little bit if you are on a deadline, which I was. So thankfully that deadline has passed, and I was working on some audit work and then just some other tax documents for another client. So it was a pretty busy week last week, and we have the audit scheduled for next week for April. So when you actually see this video, I will be in the middle of an audit with a client of mine, but we have to prepare the reports ahead of time. So that's kind of what I was doing and what I was bogged down with. I always like to look at what happened in the previous month so I can kind of inform the next month. So I have a paper calendar that I like to use, and I kind of use this in terms of like adding personal as well as business items on it because it gives me a clearer picture of my day, of my week, of my month, and kind of like the things that are coming down the pipeline. I don't think a month, like a planning month, would be complete without some sort of reflection on how the previous month went, especially when it comes to like certain tasks that haven't been completed in the previous month, and it's trying to figure out, okay, what was the holdup with that? Was it a me issue? Was it a client issue? And making sure that, you kind of have like a better understanding of what is happening for the month, because bookkeeping is really on a month-to-month type of schedule. So as you see, I'm actually really trying to do my due diligence and looking at everything that I have scheduled for me in Asana as well as on Google Calendar. So I have like recurring monthly calendar tasks, and then I also have recurring tasks that show up in Asana. So like the monthly calendar tasks are more about like the meetings that I have like pre-scheduled with clients. Like there are some weeks where I'm meeting with clients and then other weeks where there's no meetings. So these are already kind of like pre-scheduled on my calendar. And I just like to make sure that when I'm looking at Asana, I have my tasks scheduled for like the day of the week that I'm actually going to be taking care of it. And so I do like to have both screens up so I can look at Asana and Google Calendar like in the same kind of like week range. So in Asana, I like to use the calendar board versus like the list or the board, just so I can line up. If I have a really busy meeting day, like there is little to no chance that I'm going to get actual heavy thinking client work done on that day. I always tend to think that I will get work done on those heavy meeting days, but in actuality, I always underestimate the amount of energy all of the meetings take out of me and just how much brain space I have at the end of the day. So I want to make sure that I'm kind of giving myself that space. So if I have a lot of tasks in Asana that are already scheduled due on that particular day, then I'll move it either to the day before or the day after, depending on the client and like their due dates. But it's definitely taking into consideration like making sure that I am reaching the due dates that my clients have, and also giving myself that space and time to have those well thought out meetings and just giving my energy to those clients that I have those pre-scheduled meetings. For whatever reason, this month felt particularly harder because I had a lot of other tasks that were coming down the pipeline as well. It's kind of like a puzzle. Like I just had to kind of rearrange some of the tasks that I already had scheduled in Asana and just make sure that it's going to work for my clients and myself. Once I have gone through all of the boards for each of my different clients, then I like to use the feature on Asana called My Tasks. And basically what that feature does is compile all of the tasks that you have that are assigned to you and that are assigned to a specific date. So that way I can see all of the tasks that I have due in Asana for the month of April or for that week ahead that I'm looking at in particular. Once I feel confident about all of the things that are scheduled in Asana, then I like to pull out my paper calendar and kind of jot down the things that are kind of like those one-off things that are happening. For example, in the month of April, we have taxes due. So that is going to be a one-off that I'm going to be writing on my April calendar. So what I like to do at first, I'm looking at my April calendar compared to the month before, is look at my goals. So I talk about the different kind of goals that I have. So I have different strength goals and swimming goals, walking goals. So I like to just list those out on the side there, and that way I can always have that like top of mind. I do like to take daily walks as much as I can, so there might be 1 or 2 days during the week where I don't take a walk, but for the most part I like to go on a walk after lunch. And then I have a strength training twice a week, and then I like to go swimming as well. And so those goals are going to be pretty much the same that I had from March to April, although I did reduce one of the goals for walking to just 3 times a week because I felt like I have a lot more things coming in the month of April. So I feel like I'm going to be a little bit more busier than I was in March. I also have the videos that I'm going to be working on for the month of April for YouTube. So I list those out on the side as well. And I have started to come back to Instagram stories a little bit more. So I've been on stories a couple times a week. And so I just wrote that down as a goal as well. A couple other goals that I want to start kind of incorporating into my month are doing some more giveaways for my newsletter subscribers, and then maybe a survey, and then also maybe a giveaway on Instagram as well. So that's kind of top of mind as well. And then I have just a list of items in terms of a whole month of what I like to take care of as a CEO of my company. And then one of those is actually doing quarterly retreats. So sometimes I do virtual retreats with my team, and then other times I like to kind of go to a place just to get out of my normal routine so I can think a little bit clearer in terms of what I want the year to look like or what I want that quarter to look like for my business. So that is something that's potentially going to be happening this month. I haven't figured out the details yet, but I did write it on my calendar in pencil because it's not completely set in stone yet. So I definitely have to figure that one out. But before I do that, I do have to finish my taxes. So I'll be working on my taxes first, and then I'll finalize all the details for my quarterly business retreat. Another one-off item that I have coming down the pipeline this month is to do a content shoot. So I haven't had updated kind of brand pictures done, but I'm going to be doing a content shoot. I hired someone to take some videos of me so I can have some fresh reels and stuff like that for Instagram, and then shorts for YouTube. So I am definitely looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to just be able to create some new fresh content for my social media pages. All right, friends, well, that is all I have for you today. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you can be the first to know about new YouTube videos. And also, if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, you can go ahead and click the link in the description box below to subscribe to my newsletter. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.